Good morning. It is May 23rd, 2025. The market is open. It's 11:30 or 11:45 in the morning, and I'm going to take a look or show you a couple of things about money flow, what's going on with the market today. As always, the market is your teacher, and you'll see that again today. But as a reminder, any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you're not using the software, you should be. Just go to highgrowthstock.com. You'll see a link at the top of the page where you can get a free trial without a credit card. You can try it free for 30 days. Okay, let's start here. This is Thinkorswim, as most of you know, and I just want to show you what kind of day it is. It's actually improved from the morning lows. Trump posted overnight that Apple is going to have to pay 25% tariff on iPhones if they're not made in this country, which is an impossible situation for Apple. But in addition to that, I believe he said he was going to impose a 50% tariff on the EU countries. So that really sunk the futures today. This is, okay, let's just go to the NQ futures. And I'll maximize this. And you can see on the daily chart, they opened here, traded down to this low, and they've recovered 50%. If you look at this column right here, 50% of the daily range. So we'll see how it is going into the long Memorial Day weekend, if they're selling at the end of the day or if the buyers will continue. Okay, where I want to go from here is I want to go into HGS Investor, and I'm going to click up here in the upper left-hand corner on the designer. You can see that the stocks just updated. These update every 5 minutes, the way I have it set up, and I'm going to click through to the designer, click on the industry groups, and select Tools, and I'm going to select Rebuild Indexes in Group. So what it's doing, it's going through and taking these freshly updated quotes and rebuilding the user groups, the HSI user groups. And today I'm going to concentrate on just a couple of scans that I have here and make comments on them and show you how I use this. Now I'm going to get this out of the way. The industries are updated. I'm in all securities, and I'm going to bring up the quick pick and show you where I am. Now, in my add-on, this second folder here, top-down intraday market analysis. That's probably not a very good explanation. I may change that. But what this does is it looks for money flow in with the short on the industries up intraday and money flow out, short on the industries down intraday. So I'm going to click on this. Well, let's just do this. I'm clicking on this. Notice that raw combo is selected. And if you go over here to the right and look under industry, you'll see the strongest industries today in descending order. There's only one stock, I think, in one or two in the environmental engineering and construction. And that group is up 15% today. And then there are several in the power generation, which are nuclear stocks. Evidently, Trump is going to favor them with tariff relief. At least that's what I saw on the Teams board. So that explains why these are up. And if you look down this column right here, the intraday percent change, you can see how much they're up. This one, nano-nuclear energy, is up almost 26%, trading near the high of the day. So let's just bring it up. So this is based upon a news announcement. I'm going to make this full screen. This is just a plain old black chart. Now let's go down here And actually, I'm going to go up here into my most used charts and click on this context, continuation up. I like to use this chart because it tells me when conditions are met. In other words, the 3 has to be above the 6. As you can see, that's the case here. There has to be pocket pivot volume, or there has to be an effort to rise VPA flag. So these green bars tell me that there is a continuation after a move up. You can see several of them here. Then it just consolidated, and then it started moving up yesterday. Probably some word leaked out. And today there's a big gap up on this. So this is a chart I'd like to see for distribution or continuation down and continuation up. And I've currently got that in my most used charts. Now let's bring this back up, and I'll bring it back up. We'll take a closer look at this. I'm going to bring an arrow up, and if you look over here at this box, you can see that volume is extraordinary today. 1,200, almost 1,300% above the 50-day moving average and 600% above the 90-day moving average. You can also see that the relative strength rank is 97. Here's that percentage price change one day, and that's actually off the high. It's trading at around 84% of its intraday range. So it got up here. Now we're getting a sell signal. This is an overbought signal, essentially, because there is so much volume here. There's got to be both buyers and sellers in this stock. Now, it certainly could continue up from here, but this is just a warning sign. Now, looking up here at the top, the blue represents the industry group, and the green represents the relative strength of this particular stock to the industry group, and you can see that it's going up faster than the industry group. Okay, I'm going to minimize this, and let's take a look here and see what else is going on. So if you look up here at the top, you can see 502 securities are showing on the intraday money flow in, and money flow out is 762. Now, I looked at this a couple hours ago, and it was about 5-1, but it's really evened out. So buyers are buying the dip right now. Now, these are the groups that are weak today. You can see these industries are all negative today. And like I said, there are 762 stocks. Now, I'm going to go back to the money flow in, click on the spectrum analyzer, and you can see that this is dominated by the precious metal and mining stocks, 48 of them, followed by special pharmacy, internet-based services, and utility networks, which I just covered right here. Now I'm going to drop down to the money flow out, and you can see that this is dominated by biotech, REITs, application software, medical devices, and so on. This is just a way to get a quick read on the breakdown of the industry groups moving up and down. Now you can also, if you prefer, just go to sectors, and you can see the healthcare sector dominates this. This includes biotechs and all the healthcare stocks. Now, leaving it on sectors, if I go back up, you can see the materials, and then financials and energy are the dominant sectors for money flow in. I actually prefer to look at the industry groups because you get a better idea, or I should say you see the breakdown within the sectors. We have, of course, stocks that make up the industries, and then the industries make up the sectors. Those same stocks that are within the industries go into the sector. But I just like this view for a quick read. Now, if you want to go down into a group, this was what's great about HGSI. We're at the stock level right now, and I'm going to go to this electrical power equipment group because there are several stocks in this group, and these are all showing money flow in. Now, what is money flow in? The way I have the filter set up, let's just take a look at the filter, easier to explain that way, is that the 90-day moving average is above 100,000 shares. The percent change intraday has to be positive. The range has to be greater than 50% of the daily range. I'm not requiring that volume be over the 90-day moving average. Percentage volume, I did at first, but it was too restrictive, especially early in the day. And then the group rank has to be greater than 0, which makes sure that these are assigned to groups. Common stock, and the group is all securities. Also, the industry percentage price change one day for money flow in has to be greater than 0. In other words, for these two scans, I want the industry groups to be up, and I want the stocks within those industry groups to be up, and they have to be trading at least at 50% of their intraday range. So you can see if anything, any of these were below 50, this would be red. But yellow, the transition I believe is at 60, or 70, I'm sorry. And that turns yellow, but anything that is below 50 will not show up in here. So let's take this electrical power equipment group, change to the industry group, and I'm isolated on here. The industry group is positive, and all of these stocks are trading above 50% of their intraday range, and their price is up. And see that the volume here, it's not required that the volume be above average on these. On the money flow out, it's just the opposite. So which of these stocks, well, let's just sort on the percentage price change. The biggest gainer right here is NuScale Power, which is this one. You can see that it's been a stock which has been showing extreme demand or continuation on several occasions, and look at it today. It's been moving up. Going down here and looking at the histograms, the 3 has been above the 6 since back here. Well, it was back here, and then it went under slightly, and then popped back up here just before this big move there. And the same 6 and the 18 are the short term. It's been positive since here, and then the intermediate term, it's been positive since here. So the fan is up because the 200, the 100, the 50, and the 18 are all stacked like they should be. And the momentum is clearly up because the 3, the green line, is above the red line, which is a 6. So momentum is up on the shorter moving averages, and these two shorter averages are above the 18. I use a 3, 6, and the 18 as kind of my momentum indicators. Now, to buy this now would be chasing, but you can see where it opened right here, traded down, and it's trading near the high of the day. We're getting one of these efforts to rise, but also an up thrust, which is a sign of weakness. With all this volume coming into it, you can be assured there are a lot of sellers in there too. So in a stock like this, you just really have to wait to see, especially going into a long 3-day weekend. Now I'm going to stay in the money flow in. Actually, I'm going to stay in the electrical power equipment, and then I'm going to bring up my quick pick. If you go down to categories, I have a category here for micro, short, intermediate, and long-term trends. If I go to trending up and go down to primary trend up, it's going to bring all the stocks that are in the electrical power equipment that are the strongest stocks. It's going to contain them in this list. Now, some of these may not have money flow in today. We'll find out. So if I click on this, actually they did. They're all showing money flow in. So these are the 4 strongest stocks based upon these parameters. And I've already shown you this one. Microvast, look at the fan here. Look at all the continuation bars. There's a continuation scan in my scans where you can scan for these every day. Here's AGX. Notice a strong fan here. Look at this. I'm going to zoom out on this so you can get a better feel for it. But look at the momentum here. The 3 crossed the 6 here, and the lines did not really come together, maybe a little bit there. So the momentum has been on in this stock from this point right here. I'm going to do an alternate A and bring up my annotation tools. So here's the crossover. Let's just go from this close to the current price. And if you look down here at the bottom, percentage change 38.3% over 21 days. And let's go from this point right here where it was a continuation. I'll do the opening price there up to here. Over 15 periods, it's up 27.4%. So these continuation scans are a good way to look for stocks that are moving and continuing their move higher. Remember, there has to be 3 criteria here. The 3 has to be above the 6. I'll bring an arrow up. 3 has to be above the 6. There has to be a volume pocket pivot, which means the up volume is greater than any down volume in the prior 5 or 10 day periods. And the third criteria is that the volume point of control has to be green. Now, if there is no volume pocket pivot, but there is an effort to rise bar, let's see right here. Well, it's got both of them. The effort to rise signal is a substitute for a lack of volume pocket pivot. So anyway, continuation scan is a good scan to locate stocks that are continuing higher. Now there's one more stock in this. Look at it. And another really nice chart. Look at all these continuation bars here. Yeah, it rolled over here, corrected, but here's a buy signal, and then all of these continuation signals all the way up. The continuation signals won't get you in at the bottom, but it just shows continuing strength. Okay, now I'm going to end this video soon, but let me get back to my all securities by holding my alternate space bar. And let's do the money flow in again. Now the market's getting stronger as I talk. I just glanced over at my other computer, and buyers are stepping in right now. We'll see if it lasts. So 564 up and 574 down. It's almost even now. Now let me show you where this continuation, or where these continuation scans are. I don't have a category set up for them specifically because under my number 1 folder with my name on it, these are the scans that I'll look at on a daily basis if I want to find stocks. So just looking at this continuation indicator, here's the end of day, here's the intraday. And in all securities, there's 214 of them today, which generated a continuation set of signals yesterday. Now let's go over here. I'll go over here and sort on the industry groups. So these are the strongest groups, and these are the stocks, and there they are again, those power generation stocks, which generated a continuation set of criteria yesterday, and they're in the strongest groups. So all I did was sort it on the industry percentage price change, and then same familiar stocks from the prior view, just the money flow view. Many of them are showing up right here. Now you can see some of these are down because here's one that's down a nickel. But you can see there are several continuation bars right here. It's just pulled back a little bit today. There are all kinds of great ways to prospect for stocks in HGS Investor, and over the next several weeks I'm going to be taking you through a lot of these categories that I put together just to show you how they all work. You may have a particular thing that interests you, but there's obviously more than one way to do this. I just wanted to show you today top-down intraday market analysis, money flow in, money flow out, and they're almost equal right now. Before I go, let's do this quickly. Go into the industries, rebuild indexes in groups. You can see how quickly, and over here on the right it says environmental engineering and construction are up 15.58 after this finishes. It'll take a few seconds, and let's see if this column updates or changes over here. It doesn't happen immediately. Okay, there it goes. Now this group is up 17.81%, and the power generation group is up 9.10%. If it doesn't update right away, just click on the industry and that'll pull the current information into this column. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you find this useful. I'll be doing many more of these over the coming weeks. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend, and thanks for listening.